Welcome back to Sportsbook Review. College football analyst Joe Gavassi joins us now to break down a top handicapping edge to use for the next several weeks leading up to Rivalry Week. So welcome back, Joe. We're glad to have you. Let's start it off here with the lesser team of the two. The team we want to fade in these situations that we're going to be talking about. It's the towel tosser versus the power surger. Break down your qualifications for a towel tosser we should be looking for on the odds lines.
These teams are teams who have decided they're not going to make a bowl. And that's every team's goal at the beginning of the season. When these teams decide that they aren't going to make the bowl, they toss the towel until Rivalry Week comes along. So these are teams that already have 6 losses or who have 5 losses. And early on in the game, headed for their 6th loss, they decide, I'm not going to do this. Let's just toss the towel. So that's what it comes down to for the towel tossers. I want to remember to give you the rejoinder at the end of this. But let's talk about the super surgers, Megan. Who do you think those are?
All right, well, obviously you're thinking here the other side of the spectrum with a power surger candidate. But what specifically are we supposed to be looking for here? Is it just anyone who seems to be doing well in the league right now?
Well, I like to look at it in 2 ways. First, the teams who are super surging to get the bowl game, that 6th win. So these are usually teams at this point in the season who are either 500 or 1 game above or 1 game below 500. In competitively priced games, these teams usually come with great intensity. The other end of the spectrum now is, since we have a Final Four in college football, those top 8 teams, they're looking to run up the scores. They're looking to super surge on the scoreboard as well. So 2 groups of teams here that make up the super surgers, the top teams in the nation, as well as the teams who are vying to get to a bowl game.
Now, Joe, how do we narrow down our selections here? What makes for a perfect towel tosser versus power surger matchup? What are you looking for when looking at the odds lines?
Okay, the first thing that we want to do is we want to use the rejoinder that we cannot play against any of these AFP things that we've been using, because these have been 16-4 the last 2 weeks, and we've spoken about that theory before. So the super surgers versus the towel tossers are fine for the next 3 weeks as long as we do not go against any of these AFP guys, and we'll speak about that more on Thursday. But we want to have the fundamentals backing up the super surger versus towel tosser. And when we have that, we got a great play.
All right, so what's on your radar for week 9 then, Joe? Is there a top towel tosser versus power surger play we should have circled on our bet card this week?
Let's look at one that matches all the qualifications here. It's the last game on your card. You have to stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, but I think it'll be worth it. Air Force Flyboys visit the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, and let's talk about the fundamentals first. Air Force just ran for 458 yards over Fresno, a defense very similar to the rush defense of Hawaii, who's in the bottom 15 of the country stopping the run. I think we can all agree that Air Force is going to certainly have a big advantage of the line of scrimmage, particularly since Hawaii rushes for under 100 yards. So we've got a double rusher backing our play here today. That's the fundamentals. Situation: Rainbow Warriors have their 6th loss already. They'd have to win all the rest of their games to get to a bowl game. I think we can pretty much agree that that's not going to happen. So they're already thinking about tossing the towel. When Air Force starts to run over them in the first half, that will be cemented in their mind. Their coach is on his way out too. Norm Chow's been there 4 years, hasn't gotten the job done. He's a lame duck coach. He's not interested in being there either. Air Force, well, the situation is much different for them. They're still in contention for not only a bowl game, but to win the Mountain West Conference. So there's plenty of motivation for them. But they have to win this game because they have games against some very tough Mountain West opponents down the stretch. Air Force will be fully psyched for this game and ready to roll over Hawaii.
There you have it, guys. Your super surger versus towel tosser. Be sure to look at the lines and also check out the exclusive article in the links below this video for all the details. College football analyst Joe Gavassi, thanks for being back with us.